Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over a new batch of limiteds that we just received on Roblox. So yeah, started. So right over here, we did just get 9 limiteds, and these aren't new items per se. They are actually quite old. They have released a couple of years ago, but they have just gone limited. So this is pretty new as we haven't gotten an old item going limited in a few years now. So it's pretty cool to see them do something like this here. And there was some recent talk about possibly more items going limited, so it does seem like they are going in that direction. And this does give a good sign that we could see more items go limited in the future as well. But the items that did go limited here are the DevRel Prize series. And if you don't know, you were able to participate in various challenges that the DevRel hosted on their dev forum, whether that was a UGC challenge, a game challenge, a scripting challenge, or any other kind of developer related challenge. You're able to submit something and have it judged, and if you won, you would be able to get a winner prize. So the first prize would be for winning once, and the wings would be for winning 3 times. And if you just participated in 6 different challenges, you would be able to get all 6 of these items without having to win just submitting something. So it was a pretty nice way for various developers to actually get into the community and also challenge themselves to new things and new themes that Roblox hosted. So it was a pretty cool thing here. This was actually available for quite a few years. I think it just stopped today. You were able to get them all the way up until today. So they were available for quite a few years. They definitely got quite a few owners, but they did also announce a second series that would be replacing the previous series, which is likely why they made the first one limited, as you weren't not able to get them anymore. But this is going to be the series that replaces the first series, which isn't as great. I think the layered clothing is a bit suspicious, but some of these items do look pretty decent here. I think this little access here looks nice. The fairy, it looks cute. The conduit looks decent. So there's definitely some nice ones here, but I don't think it stands out as much as series 1. But the series 1 items have gone limited here. The first one here being the achievement medal. This was just for participating in one game. It does also have the owner count listed here in the quantity sold section, so if you're curious as to how many people own each item, you can just go ahead and look there, which is a pretty new thing for a lot of these off-sale items, especially ones that didn't have actual prices to be sold for. Usually some old off-sales don't really list this, so it's pretty interesting to see them actually get quantities there. But this is the most common one. It definitely looks pretty decent, but usually these little pins that go on the front of the character don't do super amazing, so probably won't do that great, but it seems to be doing quite well for something that was very obtainable, so it's not a bad item here if you're able to get it, as it is limited here. Now the next one here, the performance keychain. This one also looks pretty decent. Unfortunately, I think positioning hurts this one the most. As you can see, it kind of goes on the side of the leg over there, but if you're wearing a bigger bundle like the blocky bundle, it'll be very hard to see, so you'll have to adjust it with the accessory adjustment feature, so that's definitely a negative here. It is not that common, only a little above 1,000 owners, but I think positioning is going to hurt this one the most, unfortunately, in terms of how well it will do, but still a pretty decent one, and you're able to get this one for participating in 2 different DevRel challenges. Next up right over here, the Cape of Inspiration. This one looks pretty decent. It is this little kind of blueprint cape with a little fur coat on top, so not a bad one here. This one got a few hundred owners, so not the most common thing in the world, and you're able to get it for participating in 3 different DevRel challenges. It seems to be doing pretty well right now, above 10,000, so if you're able to get it, you're definitely able to make some money off of this one if you do end up wanting to sell it. The next one right over here, the Book of Success. This is a pretty interesting one. It does kind of float around the character, and it's a pretty unique item for Roblox, as they don't really upload many of these kind of waist accessories that go around the character, so it's definitely a pretty cool one. It has a pretty nice look to it there, so not a bad one. You're able to get this one for participating in 4 different DevRel challenges, so a pretty nice one there, and it's pretty nice that they chose items that you're able to get for free to go limited, as you didn't have to spend any money to actually get any of these, so that's pretty cool that they decided to do that. It also got a few hundred owners here, so not a bad one. It does seem to be doing pretty decent right now, so if you did end up getting it, it'll probably sell for a couple 10,000s. Next up right over here, we have the developer keys. This one's also a pretty interesting one. It has these little keys flying around the character. If you do wear it, it goes around the head area like this, so a pretty interesting one, but probably not as desirable as some of the others. It has a little bit under 300 owners, so we're definitely getting to the rarer side of items here, but definitely a decent one if you're able to get it for participating in 5 different DevRel challenges. Next up right over here, we have the creativity glasses. This one's a pretty interesting one too, with the Roblox Studio logo here as the glass part. This was the last one you were able to get for just participating, so if you participated in 6 different challenges, you'll be able to get these. So once again, completely free for a few years, but they have gone limited since. They have just under 200 owners, so once again, also on the rarer side here, it'll probably do pretty decent. It seems to be doing quite well too, so not a bad one here if you did want to see this one go limited, as it has now become obtainable as a limited item. Now moving on to the winners series here, we do have the Crown of Knowledge. This one is kind of like a domino crown, but obviously not exactly like the original. I think it looks okay. The base looks fine. I think the top part looks a little silly, but it still definitely matches the theme of the developer items here. So if you're able to get this one, it wasn't too bad. It is the second most common one after the achievement medal, so this one should be relatively available here if you do want to get this one as a limited item. The next one here is the Hammer of Productivity. This one does look pretty nice too. I think the logo looks pretty nice here, and the design of the hammer is pretty well styled, so it was definitely a pretty nice one here that they released for that series. You're able to get this one for winning 2 different challenges that they ever hosted, and it has a little bit over 150 owners. So once again, also on the rare side, and it is now available as limited if you do want to purchase it or trade for it. And the last one here, the Innovation Wings, these were able to be gotten by winning 3 different Darvel challenges, so these ended up being the rarest ones here, having a little bit over 50 owners, so definitely a pretty rare one here, but it looks pretty nice. I think wings just go with a lot of different outfits, so these are definitely a nice one to get if you're able to win 3 of those challenges, and it sold for pretty high earlier already, so it seems to be doing the best out of them so far, and these other prices are pretty high, which is likely due to the rarity here, given it's a lot rarer than the rest of them. But all of those items are now available here as limiteds, which I think is a pretty cool way to kind of transition to the new series. They might do something similar here after a few years of these being available. They might transition to another series and make these limited, but also keep in mind now that the other ones are limited, there's likely going to be a lot of participants in these challenges, so it'll probably be a lot harder to win them now. But still, if you do want to get any of these future items here, you can participate in the dev forum when they do release challenges pretty regularly in various groups. But yeah, I want to hear what you guys think about these items going limited, if you have wanted them for a long time and now you can actually get them as you weren't really a developer, and if you actually owned any of them and are happy that they have gone limited. But yeah, that is for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!